that was in my yard, and it was in a hole.
Mm.
It was like in the mud, like in a big hole, you know. And
More than likely, that was yellow jackets.
yeah, and I moved something, and all these bees, I would yellow jacks, you call them, come up out of the hole.
Sure will.
They chased me too. I ran. It was about 30 or 40. It was a lot of them down there, you know, and everything. Someone said they were mud bees. So I said, well, I know they hide in the mud.
Well, the yellow jackets, they build their nest too up in the eave of the house and stuff like
Okay,
that.
okay.
So,
Now, are they able to produce honey, those yellow jacks also?
no,
Will it-
not that I know of.
Oh,
And
okay.
if so at all, it's just for feeding the young stuff, but not with the honeybees, because they produce so much honey in abundance that we take what we think they don't need,
Sure.
from them. But the yellow jackets are not like that. I don't think that they do. And if I'm wrong, it's just for their young, and that's it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I've seen few, I guess, yellow jack hives. In fact, one of my old cars, they had done something in one of the mirrors. I moved the mirror to move.
I really couldn't tell you much about the yellow jackets other than their difference in size, but and they live
So
in
what?
this.
No. So the yellow jacks don't do any pollination, and so. What is their purpose?
What?
Are they just like the pigeons or the bees? You gotta.
I don't want to give misleading information. Like I said, honeybees, that's my forte.
Okay.
One of the things also I know about honey is that it's a useful thing for diabetic ulcers. If you have a diabetic ulcer like on a foot,
Sure.
one of the latest things I've heard is that if you take honey and pour it on there, that it has healing properties. Tremendous. Just pour the honey on it and wrap it. That's one of the things that I've heard in because I'm into the health thing too, and they say that's cutting edge. It can maybe turn around a situation of somebody that has diabetes if you take that raw honey and pour it on there and wrap it. It has healing properties.
So
Okay, I know it's used for burns also. You got, burns. You take the honey and you put it over. It sort of protects the burn skin, and healing also. It protects the burn skin from the air picking up infection and heals.
Wow. Okay. So there's many uses for this honey.
Yeah.
Outside of just putting it in coffee or whatever.
Let me highlight too. Honey. People tend to put honey in the refrigerator because they say, oh, they're keeping it away from the ants and stuff. You don't want to refrigerate honey. And honey is the only food, and I would repeat, only food that never spoils. You see at the bottom of the jar, you would see forms of granulation taking place at the bottom.
Sure.
That's because the viscosity is getting thick and thick as it's aging. And nothing is wrong with the honey. You take that container, put it in a pot, take a container of honey, put it in a pot of water, and a nice medium flame. You don't want the water to boil. And in about maybe 10-15 minutes, that honey is re-liquefied and is good as new.
Okay, because I think all of us are victims of throwing honey away. I've thrown some away. I have so long. I said,
that's good for the beekeeper because you're going to come back and buy
Right.
more.
So how is the business? How is it?
It's a good business. I always tell people interested in bees start off as a hobby, not just for the money, because you invest big, you can lose big. So learn as you go along. And but sometimes it's disheartening when you have what they have on right now, the CCD, colony collapse disorder, where the bees are just dying.
Yeah.
And they still cannot pinpoint what's causing it.
Sure.
But the last I heard, they were referring to, which might have been one of the problems, not just the main Problem, was the Israeli collapse syndrome, Israeli acute collapse syndrome, they figured that might have something to do with it, but not the main source. And also, back in 1920, they banned the importation of bees from Australia to the U.S. and they lift that ban back in 2004 because of the almonds they're growing in California.
Okay.
And I have imported queens from California this year and last year, and I've been hit with that CCD, as they call it, colony collapse disorder. So we don't know if that is a contributing factor to CCD. You know.
I heard also maybe cell phones.
Oh no! Yeah, I heard that too. But
Cell phone
no,
towers.
the cell phone towers are still here, and the bees are up and alive and running. So
Okay.
yeah, no,
So it's not the cell phone.
it's not
towers.
cell phone towers.
So it's something that. So has that bothered the crop at all? You know, the supplies with the food and everything, with the vegetables and stuff that the bees.
Well, it seems as though it's affecting most beekeepers from fall through winter.
Oh,
So
okay.
we are now getting to that point again, and we just have to watch and see what's happening. You know, monitor the situation and see if it's going to happen again this year. So, but it's a big business out in California because California is now supplying about 80% of the world's almonds, and they
Yes.
continue to plant almonds, thousands and thousands of acres, and they need bees.
They need it to pollinate.
They need the bees to pollinate.
I want you to bring me some kind of film so I can see this whole action of pollination and everything I was talking.
I think
that
I'd have to
last
bring
night.
it and give it to you as an assignment, as homework, because we wouldn't get through
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I mean, I would just like to see exactly
Yeah.
the whole thing of the bees, because I
Yeah.
mean, my education on bees is not that much. I guess my thing was always chase them away and not knowing the importance of them, you know. And then the yellow jacks.
You know, you take flowers that needs to be pollinated, produce, let's say, fruits and stuff like that, and those flowers, you have it in a house, and it's not being pollinated by the insects. The
Sure.
flowers fall off, and eventually you wouldn't get fruits from it because they have to be pollinated.
They have to be pollinated.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we're at the end here now. Again, we have the bee brother here, Butch, with Butch Apparels, Apparels, a P.O. Box 306, Marlboro, New Jersey 07746. We're gonna have him back in December, and we have Gordon, Toby Gordon, Spread the Word Bookstore. Again, try to get by there Saturday at 7 a.m. until the end. We're going to have a big celebration there. May God be with you. Good night.
You've been listening to the COWHN Talk Show with Reverend Zechariah A. Jackson, founding pastor and church of What's Happening Now in Plainfield, New Jersey. If you'd like to contact Reverend
We
Jackson,
got to...
call
I heard that
361-2761.
possibly
That's
cell phone towers.
We'll pass around.
Very good. That's one. And your organization, Brown. Wilma Brown? Yes.
If you're ever in the Atlanta area, we welcome you to come join us for services at World Changers Church International, home of the World Dome, at 2500 Burnett Road, College Park, Georgia. Service times are